Hi. Seeing as a lot of people don't see most of my videos, they just see a couple, I want to just make a few points of being hormonally imbalanced and realizing, uh, what went on in my past, in school times, my feeling of inadequacy, no confidence, suicidal tendencies, in the thoughts, um, feeling rejected a lot, feeling that there's no point, you know, uh, feeling that it's there's no way out or no way in, whatever way it is. Seeing the glass half empty, isn't it? Yeah, instead of half full. Dealing also with natural normal changes such as my body appearance. I mean, my wrinkles under my eyes and just wrinkles in general, getting older. And then also my belly is my biggest concern at the moment because yeah, I'm allergic to all sorts of things. They call it gut fermentation or gastro something or other, and so I have that. And as a thin person with a kind of a belly from the gut fermentation and also from XXY chromosomes, as far as I gathered years ago, you get kind of a weird looking belly. Also my teeth, yeah, they're changing too, they used to be totally closed because I had braces on them for years, and now they're open again, so I have to deal with that sort of thing, the way I look now as opposed to the way that I've looked for quite 15 years or something, or 10 years. Yeah, it's strange. Well, it's not strange as such because I went through it all when I was younger, but it is just I knew that the scientific 12 months thing wasn't going to be enough really to start to see changes in my behavior. Only I can see those changes, and sorry, my friends that know me longer than a year. Anybody who's been watching me on YouTube for the last year only knows me. I will repeat that. Only knows me hormonally imbalanced. You only know the Gavin that is hormonally imbalanced. Now, the other people that know about my hormonal balance behavior self are the people I went to school with. So find out who they are. I'm planning to have a few little words with a couple of people, from school, and tell them how I feel about the way that I was treated in earlier life. Certainly going to do that. And I imagine that most of the things that I'll be doing on YouTube and stuff won't be, to a lot of people's tastes. But frankly, I don't care. Yeah. And that's another point of being hormonally balanced for me, is I don't really care. And I am starting to think about my girlfriend. Jesus, should I, just get back with her, because there was no problem. There was, and it really came out of the blue for her, So, I think I definitely have changed, and to be honest with you, it's good that I have changed for myself so that I can at least last without testosterone in some sort of way. If there is no availability of testosterone, seeing that all you transsexual people are taking the testosterone, which does piss me off, just to be quite frank. I'm not here to like be all smoochy and happy with transsexuals. There's a lot of issues I need to discuss with you people. But to be honest with you, I'm more on your side, transsexuals, than I am than the normal people of society are on your side, unfortunately. But I do think that the normal people of society, even though you're not abnormal and neither am I, but let's just call them normal for the moment. The normal people, there is a lot of normal people that have the time of day to sit down and listen to you and to me about our gender situations. But Anyway, I'll get back to my points here of hormone imbalance. And I don't want any transsexual, though, to ignore what I said there. I'm not taking it back. I stand behind everything I say. And I do want to discuss things. Yep. Oh yeah, a friend did say to me today, though, it's very, very important. He said that, yes, Gavin, you are more aggressive these days. It's not these days, like, but the last few months. And that I'm not listening to people. You know, and I would say that's, I mean, he absolutely hit the nail on the head with the way I've been the last few months. I think it's good for me, as I say, for the future to know how to deal with myself if I'm ever in a situation on a desert island trapped with no testosterone. That's my thinking. And also, what's my point here? Fuck. I forgot my point altogether. To go on to testosterone, the desert island, blah blah blah. Do you see? Can you imagine now, people, how I was in school? Asked a question, and 1 minute I have the answer, and then the next minute I forget it. That's hormone imbalance. Jesus, that is. Oh, I mentioned already clumsiness and banging into doors and opening doors into my face and stuff like that. It's unbelievable. And tripping over cables. Yeah. So it is mad. So it's definite on my mind that I will have to go back on testosterone. I do not want to. I really don't want to go back on testosterone. I don't want the hassle of going every month to a fucking doctor, paying the doctor to get an injection. But to be quite honest with you, I'll let you in a little secret. I actually don't pay for my injections. I demand that I get my injections for free. And most of the time I do. And most of the time, actually, to be honest with you, these days I don't have to demand that. But I remember being younger and travelling Europe and stuff, and I needed to demand that I get my injection. And this is the honest truth of what I said, and I would have different views now, but this is what I did when I was like 21 and stuff. I'd be going into an accident and emergency of a hospital, or going to a special place where there'd be doctors around, and I would say to them that I'm Klinefelter syndrome XXY, that I've got my testosterone with me. All I need is an injection up the arse, and most of them didn't believe that I was Klinefelter syndrome. Okay, so can some of you, at least when you watch this in 5 years, can some of you understand how difficult, or at least how difficult that can be when you're not believed that you are something, and you have to prove to technical professional doctors, medical people who should know about these things better. It's unbelievable sometimes the way you have to prove yourself and force your right onto these people. Anyway, I won't get into it, but I will get into one point that somebody wrote me a message there, private message again. You see, there's a lot of private messages, people. I'm more answering private messages than the public messages. The public messages are very few, really. What is it? Again, I'm forgetting, but the person said in private message something like, oh yes, that he went to the doctor to get a test to see if he was XXY, and the doctor pulled out a book from like the 1920s, and there was black and white pictures in there. I can well imagine it. And the doctor was, trying to work out, is he, isn't he, blah blah blah. You just can't tell. You need a karyotype, and also you need a doctor that's going to listen to you, because I've gone to millions, and I honestly, well, I don't mean millions, but I've actually been to hundreds of doctors, and thankfully I was with my mother, and my mother was well wise on the biology end of things, genetics, and running out of time now. So anyway, she was well wise, she was with me, and that's what you need. You need to go in with, make sure that the doctor listens to you, and not listen to their crap. Goodbye.